The V-Strom 650 XT. It's a great bike, it's got sweet road manners, it's relatively cheap price, it's unbelievably easy to ride, and it has a distinct lack of off-road personality. It says adventure on the side, but it really isn't an adventure bike at all. Suzuki offered us the chance to have a 650 XT for a long-term test bike and pretty much do as we please with it. Their kind of rule was open license. And the first thought that came into our head was, how much money can we spend? Then we realized we've got no money to spend. So we set about creating something that's way more budget friendly, way more sensible, and way more real world. Welcome to the first ever Brake Magazine project bike. The V-Strom is always a bike we liked, but never the bike we were going to pick to go all-road traveling on. In stock trim, it's got some problems. The main one being it's just not that good off-road. So the goal of the project is to see how much more well-rounded we can make that bike. The target is to spend between £2,000 and £2,500 to build a bike that we'd happily travel across Europe on, but that we're going to enjoy as well. We don't want to build a bike we can survive on. You can ride any bike anywhere. We want to build a bike that crushes everything in its path. So it's killer off-road, it's killer on-road, it can do some highway, it can carry what we need to carry to go away for a few weeks. And we want to do all that without breaking the bank. When we feel like we've built that bike, we're going to take it on a mini adventure. So we'll ride from our head office in Wales, sounds way more impressive than it is, and head towards the Alps, spend a week down there, and then come back. In stock trim, the little 650 is a great street bike. It's comfy, handles well, but as soon as you point it off-road, the standing position is terrible. At this point, that's that bike's biggest limiting factor. The bars are too swept back and the foot pegs are hard to stand on and in an awkward position. They feel really high relative to the rest of the bike. The end result is a riding position that feels cramped and awkward and makes the bike really hard to control. The tyres are, well, they're street tyres, so they generally don't work off-road. The profile is much more rounded than an off-road style tyre, which makes the handling really cumbersome, and the tread pattern doesn't work either. There's no bite from it. Just all around that needs changing. The last step with the V-Strom is to fit some crash protection. The underbelly is really exposed on the stock bike. It comes with a kind of plastic shroud, but really the oil filter's right there and so's the underbelly, so we need to solve that. We also want to add some crash bars so that we've got a bit of protection for the radiators and the panels, and some proper handguards that are stronger than the stock plastic ones. So step one of fixing the ergos is changing the handlebars. Options for good adventure style bars are pretty limited. ProTaper makes some, Magura makes some, but both of those bars are actually pretty hard to buy in the UK. The option we've gone for is an independent American brand called Flex. They're more expensive and you could solve the same issues another way, but with the flex bars, we're able to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. First up, we get a lovely 15-degree, nice adventure bar with loads of real estate for fitting grips and all the controls and any accessories we want to fit. The flex design is adjustable with different polymers, so we can hopefully take out some of the impact of riding off-road. And lastly, they have a great integrated handguard solution. Our favorite thing about this is that we can dump the ugly bar ends because the flex handguard system has a threaded anti-vibration insert that goes into the handlebar that the handguards then screw into. They do the same job as the bar ends, but it's much neater. When you fall off, it's not catching. It's just a better solution all round. Step 2 is the foot pegs. The stock foot pegs are narrow and rubber topped and they simply don't work. So we picked up a set of Suzuki's own brand off-road style foot pegs. They've got a much bigger platform to work with and a depressible rubber insert, but more importantly, they're adjustable. So we can move them up and down, backwards and forwards, and we should be able to get the cockpit feeling a little bit more open and get far more control out of the bike.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Third on our list is tires. We wanted a tire we like and we know that would work in pretty much every scenario, so we opted for the Metzeler Karoo 3. They're not the most budget friendly, but they're superb to ride on, and that's a huge goal with this bike. We want it to be fun all the time, and that tires are a huge part of that. Lastly for phase 1 is crash protection. We've opted for the bronze kit from Outback Motortech. The kit is without a doubt one of the best value kits we've come across and includes a sump guard and bash plate without breaking the bank.